My name is LeVar, and for the past 6 years, since I was 21, I've been in and out of rehabs, jail, hospitals. Fighting for my life. And struggling with addiction, mental health, and everyday life.
So willpower and discipline alone is not enough. We need to have purpose. And it's not easy to keep relapsing into the same old habits that keep destroying our lives. But, a lot of habits we possess are deeply ingrained in our DNA. And sometimes it might seem impossible for us to overcome these habits.
Today I'm 95 days clean.
Man, good job, brother. Good job, man. Great work. 95 days clean is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. Keep pushing, keep going. Keep going. It talked about mental health. It talked about daily struggles of life and how that takes its toll on him. Take precautions, man. If you need to take medications to survive in this world, if you need to go to therapy to survive in this world, if you need to go to, 12-step programs or AA meetings and all of that stuff, if you need to read your Bible, continue to do those things, because that's where you find the strength and the reasons to overcome.
And I feel good. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for what I've been through. I'm grateful for what God is doing for me and for others. And I'm doing the best I can every single day.
That's all you can do, man.
So over those past 6 years, I've been in and out of the rooms of NA and AA. And I learned how to express myself like I'm doing now. And I learned how to keep myself safe and keep myself strong. And
I love how he says strong, but then he starts tearing up. Sometimes tearing up means you're strong. Sometimes it requires a strength to be that vulnerable. So, yeah, keep pushing, man.
lately I've been thinking about smoking crack.
No, don't do it, man. Don't do it. It's not funny. No, but yeah, don't do it, man. Stay strong. But I want to give this young man props here for, being vulnerable, showing this side of him. But, it's a difficult thing to do. But I want to use this video to discuss why purpose is necessary, why we have to have purpose when we're dealing with reoccurring habits or issues that are actively destroying our lives, right? So even though it's possible for us to perform, disciplined actions through sheer willpower and habit, discipline alone is not enough, right? It's not enough. Sometimes without a sense of meaning, discipline often feels like a tiny prison of comfort or a robotic existence, right? There's no meaning of why you're doing it. You just feel like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I just have to push through it. And, when we do these things because they have become mechanical to us, we stop choosing what we engage with, but we just do things out of repetition. It becomes a habit, right? Other times we might create discipline because we're scared of the external repercussions. We're faced with external pressures from people or from our environment. So we stay away from things, or we follow certain patterns. But you can follow the rules, not because they matter to you, but because the cost of breaking these rules are too high. We fear what people will say or how society will punish us. Like in this man's case right here, he doesn't want to be homeless. He doesn't want to be seen as such a person. Purpose is the key that closes the door to old habits and opens the door to new opportunities in life. Purpose is that multiplier that transforms grueling tasks into devotion. Purpose keeps you focused and on the path to attain your goals. Purpose keeps you away from the places that will destroy your mindset or lead you to old habits. Purpose of course, is different for everybody. So you got to find what your purpose is, what your why is. But questioning yourself to determine why you want something is important, or even why you're drawn towards certain destructive habits. Knowing the why can open your eyes to figure out or find solution to your old habits, right? So it's important that we keep investigating ourselves, why we do things, right? Just digging a hole for no reason does not make you a master at digging, right? That hole has to serve a purpose. And without meaning, discipline is draining and relies on a finite supply of willpower, which none of us have. So eventually, the lack of emotional connection to the mission often leads you to burnout. As Luciano Pavarotti famously noted, he said that, what looks like discipline to others is often just devotion to the person that is doing it.
You got these things called triggers.
Mm-hmm.
They make you want to use. And you come from people, places, and things.
Yeah.
Even something as simple as a parking lot.
Damn.
Or a public bathroom, and even just a lighter or
simple things
can make me feel those feelings and think those thoughts of, man, this is the only way that I can feel good. This is the only way that I can have peace. This is the only way that I can numb myself and survive, man. And down here in Tennessee, it's a lot of homeless people around here, man. And
like, when it comes to like the memory, it's crazy how our brain works, right? So, his brain is tuned to recognize certain objects as instruments to help with his addiction or the addiction he used to suffer with. because my brother is taking steps to be out of that mindset, right? That affliction. So he's not there right now. So I won't put that on him. But those objects are tied to those memories. And, you know, that was shock therapy. Shock therapy it comes in different forms, right? But you might have to retrain your brain to use those same objects, but for different purposes, so that you get comfortable with using those objects, but in a positive way. So your brain starts to build new habits and new memories around those objects, right?
I became homeless my first time here, like sleeping outside. I've been living here for about 1.5 years now, and even just seeing homeless people is a trigger for me, especially women. I can spot out drug addicts, and especially women, out on the street all the time, and that's a trigger for me, man. And it just make me I don't know, but I don't want to go through that no more, because it's not smart, and I'm too smart for that, man. Bro, if you look at me, like, you would never guess if I didn't tell you that that I'm homeless, or that I done used every drug out there, that I did all the things that I did, and been through so much. And when I tell people my story, or people find out and people judge me and look at me like I'm fucking crazy, and judge me and laugh at me and feel sorry for me, and because I know I'm just so much stronger than that, and so much more than that label or that name. Excuse me. But I don't want to go back no more, man. It's too painful. It's too just sitting around by myself, tripping, seeing things that ain't there, hearing things that's not real. And
right, is that from the drug, or is that from just your mental health condition? Right, because that's what I was saying before. If you need to go get medication to control and manage how your state of mind, and you got to go do that, right? Because it's important. You can't keep fighting against something that has more power than you are. It's like fighting that bully at school because you think, oh, I gotta be courageous. I gotta, kick him in the knees, and then he's gonna buckle and let me be. But he's faster than you are, has a lot more, quicker reflexes than you are. That you try to kick him in the knees, and he just catches your leg and does things to you. So sometimes our problems are that bully that is just way quicker than we are, and we can't do it alone. We gotta go get our fathers. We gotta get our older brothers to come back with us and defend us against those bullies. And right now, if your mental health, your mental state of mind is a big bully that you cannot fight on your own, there's nothing wrong with seeking help, right?
Not knowing what's gonna happen next, and in constant fear of my life. 3 months ago, I was in jail because I was getting high, and I had to tell him myself. I called the ambulance and was like, hey, I need help. I need help. Because I was going through psychosis, and I didn't know what was real and what wasn't. And I'm tired of living like that, man. I've done that so many times. You know how many times I've been in the psych ward, and in the hospital, how many times I had to save myself from myself because it was the only thing to do, or something is about to happen. It's dangerous, man, and I deserve more than that. I deserve a life of me loving myself and me taking care of myself and making better decisions and staying clean and helping other people along the way, and that's dealing with the same problems. And I've been exercising, doing yoga, reading the Bible, reading books, working on my art, writing, drawing.
I mean, yoga is good. Lifting weights is also very good, because when you do physical lifting of weights and all that stuff, it builds something inside of you as well. But at the same time, reading the Bible is also good, because it's good to have or to look up to a higher authority other than yourself. If we just look up to ourselves alone, we think that we can do whatever we want. But knowing that there's someone higher than us that we have to answer to keeps us in line. So, I mean, it's going to get there.
Dancing, doing whatever I can to make myself a better person, doing whatever I can to get closer to God, sitting out in nature and hugging trees, touching grass, going for walks, looking at the sunsets, the clouds, the stars, the sky.
Enjoying
just
the moments.
Observing what I can't observe when I'm out there getting high. Missing all the things that I'm missing. When I'm just sitting around throwing my life away. I can't do that no more, man. I'm too valuable. I'm too loved and appreciated and supported by people here on YouTube and people in my hometown, my family.
But you have to love yourself more. You have to do it for yourself first, and then appreciate the support and the people around you. But it has to come from inside of you as well, right? Sometimes we allow the pressures around us to build our character, and which is not authentic. We have to build our own character based on who we want to be, our version of what we see ourselves, because that's the most important part.
I've grown a lot since I was 21 years old. Just over this past year, moving to a different state. I've grown a lot. And I'm gonna keep building myself up. I'm gonna keep moving towards the right path and doing God's work. I've been thinking about smoking weed. I've been thinking about doing shrooms, acid, and when I first got down here, that's what I did. And it was cool for a while, but eventually it turned into something else. So
yeah, that's why they call those gateway drugs, right? Because it just opens the door for you to start participating in harder drugs. So yeah, you know, the moment you start feeling like that, seek help, man.
I don't know where I'm at with that. I don't think it's a good decision for me to make right now, and or ever, maybe, I don't know. But right now I need to stay sober, stay focused, and keep working on becoming the best version of myself and reaching my goals and setting new goals. Thank you for watching this video.
All right. Thanks for sharing, man. There's more to the video if you guys want to go see it. If you guys want to go watch the rest of it, there's more to the video. Man, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. That's the name of his channel, VarB333. Right? You can go and check out the video for yourself. It's not easy, man. Not easy at all. Life just takes it takes a toll on everybody. It's hard. So I commend this young man here, this gentleman, for his video, for being vulnerable as he tries to, you know, find his purpose in life. But my advice to him would say, don't do this alone, right? We have to walk before we can run. So spend less time by yourself so you're not overcome by your own thoughts. It's going to be hard, but you know, you got to try to hate the life that you previously had. Hate being in the streets, hate being around drugs, hate being around people who do drugs. You would have to almost be an extremist when it comes to your mindset, your new mindset you're trying to build, right? The pendulum usually swings on equally before it finds the perfect spot, right? Before it gets that perfect swing. So yeah, keep posting these videos about your experiences, because I think it'll help you to hold yourself accountable. But, you know, don't feel too bad about your situation. You're trying to do something about it. We all have things that we battle with every day, and it takes time for us to get to that point where our determination to overcome pays off in the end. So, you know, it's a tough position to be in the moment, but I think that, you know, you're working hard to change your reality, change where you are right now. And this, you know, the strength to even come out in public and say these things is crazy. Like in a society where most people only want to show you the good side of them, you know, you're being vulnerable like this. So it's very, very commendable. But, you know, just going through the motions, through discipline and repetition isn't going to do it. Willpower sometimes is not enough, man. You got to be connected emotionally to the reason why you're trying to do something. That's why I said hate being in the streets. Hate the life that you had before. Hate it with a passion. Just despise it, right? Because that is where it begins. That is where you start to build resilience to those things. Because now you're like, no, I don't ever want to get there, right? But yeah, it's a shame these things that we know people experience and struggle with things like these. Let me know what you think about this video right here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right? Peace.
Okay, I'm reloaded.